Welcome back to another TVS Solutions product. We are going to be talking today about skill sets and what skills you already have and what skills you need to gain to make your business more successful. If you don't have any ideas how to start a business and you want to start a business, work with what you have. So, for instance, what skills do you currently have that some people don't have? Let's say you have a successful marriage. You're happily married to your wife or your husband. Let's say you have kids who are successful. They've graduated from college and they've turned out to be decent human beings. They're not in jail and they're not in trouble, and they're not begging you for money. That's successful parenting. And so how could you help other people who are not so successful? People who are struggling in their marriage, people who are struggling with their children. How can you help them? So the best thing is I know some people think that if I tell people that how to raise their kids, they're going to judge you and say, hey, you're not a very good parent, or who are you to tell me that you're not how to be a parent? Yeah, there's always going to be those people, but also too, people can just change the channel. They don't have to watch your product. They don't have to come and watch you on YouTube. They don't have to come into your coaching course if they don't like who you are. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. There's always going to be people who don't like what you're doing. That's how life is. There's always something to nitpick. You're not going to... No one in the history of the world has ever been a perfect parent. Nobody has had a perfect marriage. But is it working? Is it successful? It doesn't have to be perfect to be successful. This is just ideas. Also too, if you're into making videos or movies, you can sell your product of helping somebody make their YouTube videos. Because there's a lot of people out there who want to start making videos, but don't have the right cameras, don't have the right software, hardware. It doesn't have the skills to get started. They want to be able to tell their story, but they just need help getting started. You could sell that product. You can sell that. There's virtually anything and everything, whatever's in your mind, is in your mind and you can pull out to give to somebody else, that's a digital product that you can make money on. My point is, it doesn't have to be difficult. You don't have to own a factory and have to have employees of 500 employees and have all this stress of having a business. You can just be a sole proprietor yourself, just working your business one-on-one with another person or with a group of people. But you can pretty much do it even in your bedroom, like a little section of your bedroom. It doesn't have to be a lot of space to shoot a video. You can actually be where I'm at. Like today, I'm at my son's swimming practice in the car. So if you have a car, you have your phone, you have a space that you can shoot a video, then you can make a video for anybody. My point is, it doesn't have to be difficult. It's only as difficult as you want it to be. Now, let's say eventually later on, you might want to have a studio. Later on, you might want to have a bigger building. You want to have more space. But starting out, just getting your word out, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. I think the average person has a nice smartphone where you can shoot videos. If not, then just purchase a cheap camera on the internet, on Amazon for like $100 and something, and you have a camera that's good enough to get you started. So anyways, the point is, it doesn't take much to get started. In your mind, I know in your mind you think it's a huge thing, but it's not. But there are a few things I want to say that are very important when you're starting a business. Please do not start your business without these few things, okay? The first one is incorporate your company, incorporate your business in an LLC, a limited liability corporation. I know that's a big term for some people. Maybe you don't know what that is. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. And also I want to make sure that you are aware that this is not legal advice and it's not financial advice. This is entertainment only. This is just to inform you on who you need to talk to. To put you in connection of what you need so you can go and get connected with people who can actually help you to incorporate, help you with people who can help you do the other things that we're going to talk about. One important thing is too that you need to know before we get started into the limited liability corporation is that you need to hire employees. Now, what I mean by that, I want to be specific in saying you're not going to go out and hire people to hold the camera for you. You're going to hire people that have their own business. For instance, you're going to hire a company, a tax company, that's going to do your taxes. You're going to have a company that makes limited liability corporations for you. You're going to have them do it for you, set it up for you. Yes, you could go and do it yourself, but you're going to make tons of mistakes, and those mistakes are going to come back and bite you. And you're going to get in a lot of trouble. And after you get in a lot of trouble, then you're going to say, okay, I just would rather just spend a couple $100, maybe a couple $1,000 to get it all done for me, so I don't have to worry about it. Because especially if you're going to be making a lot of money, you don't want to make a lot of money and then find out later that you messed up on the incorporation part of it. Okay, you incorporated wrong. So I would just pay someone whatever they're asking, whatever's a fair price. There's people out there that do it from all ranges of prices. I mean, from the most detailed, like it's $10,000 down to a couple $100. They're all out there. You just got to find them. Just call around. You are interviewing them. Think of it as you are hiring them to do something for you. So you need to call around, get references, see how they could benefit you and your company, and then make a decision which one you're going to choose. I would at least call 3 companies and see which one gives the most information. Who's the most helpful, who's going to try to help you the most, is the one who, so basically, I guess Dave Ramsey says you want to find somebody with a heart of a teacher, okay? You want to find someone who's not only does the business, but also tells you and able to tell you what exactly they're doing and why it's important. So this is very important. Why that is important is because you want to know, you don't want to spend money on something you don't understand. And if someone is not willing or not able to teach you what they're doing, at least so you can understand it enough where you feel comfortable. Not all the ins and outs, just tell you what they're doing and why they're doing it. If they're not able to answer those basic questions, then what if you have other questions that are more important? Are they going to be able to help you with that? So if they're not going to be able to help you with simple questions on like, what is an LLC? Why is it important? Stuff like that, then you need to find somebody else. Because there's going to be things coming up in your business where you got to be able to get a hold of them. Another issue, make sure you work with a company that you can actually get a hold of. I have a company that I work with, one of them, and it's like impossible to get a hold of somebody. Another one, I have his personal cell phone number. I can just text him and he'll get a hold of me really quickly. So another thing too, you want to be able to get a hold of people. You don't want to take all their time, but if you have an important question, you want to be able to get a hold of them without waiting a month to get an answer back. Okay, so there's a couple of things you want to look for when you're looking for someone to partner with. Now, what is an LLC? LLC is a limited liability corporation, and what it is it protects you as the business owner from certain things, and it also helps you with your taxes as well, because you can use your business expenses, because you're going to keep them separate from your personal expenses. This is another thing that the tax advisor will help you with. You're going to spend things on the business, so everything that you spend on the business can be a tax write-off because it's for the business. It's not for you personally. Okay, so even you want to pay yourself too, because that'll be your pay. That's how you're going to get paid for working the business. No one expects you to work for the business for free. Now, the government understands that the first couple years that you may need to work for free because you're not going to make any money. That's how they think. That's not what I want for you. I want you to make money right away. But the government expects you to take a few years to get paid. But after a few years, they're going to say, hey, your company is not making money, and now you're going to get in trouble, okay? So you have to make money. That's the whole point of having a company. If you're not making money, the government will see you as a hobby instead of a business. And so you have to make money after a couple years. My point is that they expect you to get paid as well. So you want to pay yourself in that, but you want to keep your pay down limited. Another thing, when you say, well, wait a minute, what about my bills, my expenses? Well, whatever items you can put into your business, move it over to your business. For instance, if you use your car to shoot videos in, you use your car to drive to customer's house, you use your business, not driving to work, but driving to customer's house. If you use your car for whatever, you can also take off the mileage too. My point is, you can put your car into your company name, so it's protected. All right? Now, why is that protection so important? Let's say, for instance, and this is a true story, this not happened with me, but it has happened to a friend, that let's say you have, let's say two of them. You're a sole proprietor, you have no limited liability on this one. On this house, you have a house here, both these rental properties. This rental property you have under a limited liability. So let's say someone in both these houses slips and falls, okay? Now, when they slip and fall, you are responsible for the house. That's your house. If you slipped and fell, was the floor not adequate? Was the flooring not adequate to keep them from slipping and falling? Okay, whatever it is, the lawyers are going to start coming after you. If you're a sole proprietor, if you're an individual, the lawyer wants to get paid. The more money he makes for his customer, his customer, the more money he makes for him, the more money the lawyer makes. He's going to come after you for everything. He's going to try to take every single penny from you. All right? And if you're not protected with a limited liability, they can take everything. You name it. Whatever you have, they can put you in bankruptcy. They can take all your money out. They can put liens on your house. So when you sell the house, they get the money. All right? My point is, it's very scary doing business on your own. Now, as a limited liability corporation, they're only limited to what's in your corporation. So for instance, let's say you have an IRA in your personal account, you have money in your savings, you have money in your checking, you have money in your whatever. They can't bother you. They can only take what's in this limited liability. So that maybe be your house. They could probably take your house, but not your house, your permanent residence house, but they can take your rental property that's inside the limited liability. But your personal residence, you want to keep that separate, maybe in a different limited liability corporation where it's protected. But either way, it's protected. Only thing they can take is anything out of this company. They can only sue this company. Now, another thing that's important is to have your limited liability company as private as possible. In other words, no personal information. Because if they have your personal information, the lawyers, they're going to dig because they want to get paid. They're going to dig and they're going to find out who you are. Okay? They're going to find out. And then they can start coming after you. They'll think of something to come after you. My point is, if you have a holding company that's above here, you have one LLC that's a holding company, then under that holding company, you have your other LLCs, how many you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you have, put each house in each limited corporation. That way this holding company is the owner of these other companies. And that holding company, you run, you control it, you control the money, you control everything. But if they come after you, after this one person falls and the lawyer's really good, and he comes after you and he finds out that this limited holding company owns this business, they really don't know who this person is. So they don't know who to sue. They can't sue your holding company, right? Because that's not really who you are, and you keep it private. They cannot find who you are. They will not be. It'll be very difficult for them to find who you are. Now, also too, there's certain states that are extra protective. Okay, it makes it a little bit harder to pierce the veil. They call a veil. You put the veil over your holding company. Limited liability company is a veil that protects your property underneath it. And so they want to pierce the veil, means to cut through your protection to get to you. But if they can't find you, it makes it more difficult. Now, like I said, it's not legal advice. You have to talk to your tax advisor and your corporation who will help you incorporate. But these are some important things that you need to know. There's a lot of protections that you need as a business owner, okay? Because people come after you and take everything you have. So please, please, please protect yourself. Incorporate as soon as possible, all right? Now, when you incorporate, do you have to have employees? No. You can be a sole proprietor in your corporation. You could be the only person in your corporation. That's fine. And then also too, inside your corporation, you can hire your family. You can hire your wife. You can hire your children at a certain age, and you can have them work for you. And here's the best part: the money that they work for you, you can put that into their retirement account. Let's say they make $10,000 working for you. You can take that $10,000 and put it in their retirement account to make sure that they have money when they retire. Okay, or you can put it in. There's lots of opportunities, and I'll put it in the description below. Some of the opportunities, some of the things that you can do. Of course, not legal advice. Talk to your tax advisor; they'll help you out with more of this. But anyways, I just want to share that with you. Limited liability corporation is so very important. Now, some people had a question. What if I am from a certain state? It doesn't matter, you name the state, and I want to do business outside the state. Which state do I incorporate in? Well, that's up to you. I'm not, like, again, I can't give you tax advice. Talk to your advisor. But let's say, for instance, you live in, I don't know, California. You incorporate in California. Now, I don't know all the state laws of California. I'm just talking a general overview. If you incorporate in California and you have your business wants to also do business in other states, you just need to register your corporation in each of those states. So let's say, for instance, I want to do business in North Carolina. So then I have to register my company, my LLC, inside of that state. And also to your tax advisor, your incorporation company, they can do that for you. Find a company that will do that for you, so you don't have to do it. Because when I was first started my first business, I did it in Kentucky, and my corporation company, they said, hey, we can't do Kentucky, you have to do it yourself. For some reason, I had to do it myself, and I totally messed it up. And it took me a lot of begging and pleading with the government to get everything fixed, because I didn't register my company correctly. So please, please, please have the professionals do those things. If you're not a professional in taxes, don't do your taxes. If you're not a professional in incorporating a company, don't incorporate your company. Pay someone to do that. My point is this: is you're going to save money maybe up front, but you're going to pay a lot more later on. Okay? You're not really saving money. You might feel like you're saving money now, but you're going to pay it all out later. You're going to have to pay it all later, because you're not going to do something right. That's the case. Now, so first thing is incorporate correctly. All right. Second, get a tax advisor, someone who can help you with your taxes, because you're going to start making money. And another thing you want to do, we'll talk about this later in your skills. This is actually in the tool set. This is actually more of tool set than skill set, but I'm just going to go over really quickly. You also want to get into someone that can help you with marketing your company, because you have to reach more people. So like right now, on YouTube, if I'm on YouTube, I can only reach my subscribers, right? But if I have a marketing company, they can reach out to more people, all right? And if I start doing marketing, then I can reach out to more people. But that costs money. which is fine. That's good. You need to have someone to do that for you. But your job is to do your business, not the marketing, not the taxes, not the, okay, here's another one too, bookkeeping. Bookkeeping's a big thing. Bookkeeping can get you in a lot of trouble as well if you're not keeping everything accurate. And not only that, keeping your business money separated from your personal money. You have to keep those separate. You cannot use your personal checking account to write checks for the business, and you can't use your personal your business account to buy personal things for your house. Okay, you have to keep those separate.